Hey there, Nick Yousoufian back here with another review, and this time we have got the 1997 sci-fi horror movie Event Horizon, starring a certain Larry who does not like his fish burnt, Lawrence Fishburne, and the most other famous actor would be Jacob Isaacs, who it was Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter series. So, a search and rescue ship known as the Lewis and Carroll, as she is going towards this colossal ship known as the Event Horizon in the year 2047. Humanity, of course, has established positions and outposts on Mars and all throughout the world, all throughout our solar system. But just to give you an idea that things are still wrong, it would take roughly 1,000 days to reach the nearest star from right behind Neptune, just to give you an idea. So, rather than just go from point A to point B like that, it's like, what would be the straightest way to get to this planet? Instead of this, you fold the darn thing up. Instead of going from here to here, you do that. You see, this creates a little warp gate. There's a whole bunch of like physics and stuff behind that has to do with like expanding. It has to do with like recalculating things, you know, applying pressure and things like that to be able to create a little warp in space, so that way you could just instantly fly through another dimension. It's a sci-fi lover's dream, pretty much. So what happens when they eventually get to Neptune? There will be spoilers coming you haven't told. I'm sorry, to the actual ship Event Horizon. Well, it turns out it's derelict. It's abandoned. You may be wondering, why is it abandoned, huh? Liberate something's, I don't know Spanish. Save yourself from hell. They happen to bring in this doctor, Sam, portrayed by Sam Neill, who has experience going on with the ship. But there's a little certain more than just, this ship's just been abandoned. What is possibly going on? Well, turns out that this ship opened a portal to hell. Yes. This mega ship opened a portal to hell. And everyone starts experiencing hallucinations of fear, of seeing visions that are not there. And it said, it's all in your head. It's all in your head. Yeah. It has to deal with that type of stuff. It has to deal with paranoia, some mistrust and things like that. This is a very fast-paced movie. 95 minutes will fly by. Excuse me, just like that. This is not a movie that, you know, that's going to be a slow burn over time. This is going to be a straight-to-the-point movie. I could say this, for the first half, it builds up, there's perfect suspense of what is going on here. What are we going to encounter? Are we going to encounter some creatures? Are we going to encounter some aliens? Or is this going to be more atmosphere, kind of like The Shining? Yes, that is the influence that this movie took from and created its own unique type of space. The claustrophobia, the fear of you don't know what's real and what is real. And, you know, the crew is likable, I guess. But something's a little different when the doctor comes, and Dr. Weir, and you just wonder what's going on with him. Turns out he was a member of the ship. They entered the portal to hell, and somehow the ship gained sentience. Yes, think of like the body think of like our body responding with the autoimmune system, more like that. It's not like exactly the ship's going to embody itself and appear like a person, say, "Hello, I'm the ship." No, it's just more like an autoimmune system going to send things like that. Where it's not going to exactly like say hello. It's going to be sentient in a way that a ship could, because there's this center that contains a stabilizer. You've seen this in many ships where there's this core that powers the entire ship. Yeah, that allows it to fly and stuff like that. This is a common trope in sci-fi. This thing has gained sentience and is able to infiltrate people's minds. So I was very surprised by that. I was not expecting that. I knew that there would be like a core, but with this core to gain sentience and induce nightmares, holy smokes. The atmosphere is what drives it. You're inside this abandoned ship. There's no light. They only have 20 hours left before the oxygen is converted into carbon dioxide and die. Pretty crazy stuff. There is one particular scene. One member is trapped inside this decompression chamber, and if he opens it, he's eventually going to his body will just body horror a la The Thing. And then that's when the captain's when Fishburne comes in. It just saves them almost like something, I forgot what, but he just comes and saves them, boom, just like that. I felt that there was a little bit that this movie really didn't need any comedy. There's a couple of comedic spots which I guess don't hurt it overall, but I don't know. I just felt just like it didn't need all this comedy. Oh, well, here's something interesting. It says this is rated PG-13, but on the disc it's R. That doesn't make any sense. This is an R-rated movie. I felt a little bit conflicted last night about my final thoughts about it, but overall, you know what? It's a cult classic. There was some effort put in. It was supposed to be 130 minutes, but because Paramount or Universal said, hey, we can't exactly profit from this enough, and the test audiences were a little bit disturbed by all the stuff that was going on, it was reduced to 90 minutes. And you could tell that it got compacted down from a little bit over 2 hours to 90 minutes. So it's like they did everything that they could. And I could see, you know, it's fine. It's a good, very fine, turn your brain off movie that was made with effort. You don't have to worry about, like, subtleties or anything like that. Oh, there is some things, if you watch in the beginning, you can see, yada, yada, all that stuff. So, I mean, yeah, it's fine. I like it. But if you're expecting, but the one big thing that disappointed me is, like, it had all this build-up of, like, oh, we're going to enter this other universe, which is indeed implied to be hell. And we just get visions of people just getting, just like, with CG, like, scars and things like that. Yeah, some parts of it are unsettling, I'll say that, but just the hype in order to hell. Like, hey, can we at least see some fire and brimstone and people screaming, something like that, or just the crew just kind of being tortured? I don't know. Overall, the build-up was great, but the execution was not that good. So, yeah, I do recommend that you go and watch Event Horizon.